news. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thanks for watching. I'm just going to show you a few clips of what is happening in relation to this new zoning. And we're going to be prisoners in our own little community. How exciting. Now, Rowan Dean, a little clip of his is up there from Sky News. He was removed shortly after he put this and one other up. So he's gone, sadly. He said a little too much. I got to be very careful what I say. But the reason people are working from home, the reason dogs and people are wearing masks is a continuation of keeping the status quo. So when the new zones come in, you'll accept it without question. That is the ones that are walking around pretending to be Australians and English or Irish, and they're asleep. They're not. They belong to another world, and they support something that we that consider ourselves to be awake do not believe in. Anyway, without further ado, let's go and have a look at these clips. It explains what's happening, where it started, and then our wonderful council here in Frankston wants to be the first to set up these zones. They've already set them up. It's amazing how sneaky it's done. And you must remember that there is no such thing as local government. In Australia, there is a Local Government Act, which is furphy. It has no lawful meaning. Bylaws have no lawful meaning. They're unenforceable. If you believe in the system, yes, they can give you a $5,000 fine for not registering your dog if you're fool enough to plead guilty and pay for it. Well, that's entirely up to you. I'm not going to give any legal advice. In fact, I can't give any advice at all because it's all fiction, isn't it? Anyway, let's look at this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe and support London News if you can, because we do need help and the common law court. But we're getting bigger, we're getting powerful, and when I say we're not a common law group. They don't exist. If the ones pretending to be common law are just waffle. A common law court is just people within the wind, but there's no groups, no society, nothing, just a gathering of people when we need to seek a lawful remedy under common law.
Oxford City Council has taken the climate crisis extremely seriously. So we declared a climate emergency a couple of years ago, and since then we've worked on lots of measures to reduce our carbon emissions. There's lots of commitment in this area. So the zero emission zone was first committed to in 2014. For a number of years, Oxford continued to see breaches of local air pollution levels, and we still see that today, unfortunately. So we have too high levels of air pollution in the city. We desperately need some intervention in this area. Zero emission zone is a charging scheme, essentially. The only vehicles that are fully zero emission will be allowed into the zone free of charge. Obviously, local businesses still need to receive deliveries, and they also need to send deliveries out. One of the projects that we are currently working on is helping businesses to make the switch to zero emission modes of transport. So in our historic covered market in the city centre, we're working with a range of local traders there to introduce electric cargo bikes. And the idea is that traders can use those bikes to make local deliveries and ensuring that those deliveries are fully zero.
Hi, I'm Brooke, Head of Strategic Planning at Frankston City Council, and we plan all the suburbs and the wards across Frankston Council. But today, we're here to talk to you about Frankston City Centre, or the FMAC structure plan. And I know what you're going to ask, what is an FMAC? We are the Frankston Metropolitan Activity Centre, which is a designation that's been given to us by the state government as an area that is set to change. To really put it in simple terms, it's real life SimCity. Melbourne's population is set to double by the year 2050, and every municipality across Melbourne has to share the load in taking those people and that growth. So Frankston is set to become a thriving metropolis, a place that's finally going to reach its full potential. Over the last 20 years, we've spoken to you about exciting ideas and plans, and it's happening. This is the time for Frankston to become the capital of the Southeast. So we've designated 6 precincts, and in each of those precincts there's more information on where offices are going to go, where retail is going to be located, where you're going to go and buy your coffee, where you might go out for dinner with your family, and how you're going to move through these beautiful tree-lined streets. All of this information is available on Council's Engage Frankston website, but today I really want to talk to you about 2 of my favourite precincts in this structure plan. Precinct 4 Waterfront is the newest addition from the 2015 work. It's the jewel in our crown. Precinct 4 is what sets us apart from all of the other city centres. We are the only bayside waterfront located city centre. We're imagining a promenade of activation with people walking on a hot summer's night, having ice creams, drinking coffee, eating pizza, amongst a hive of activity. Precinct 3 is another really exciting precinct with an arts and entertainment focus, focusing on a master plan to become a regional arts and entertainment location for people travelling to Frankston and around Victoria. We're looking at options around reimagining Plain Street as a beautiful tree-lined eat and activity street. So we kicked off community engagement on the 31st of October, and we have an incredible engagement program ahead of us. Some of the feedback that we've received to date has been really positive. Everyone is excited for these actions to be finally realised and for Frankston to reach its full potential. And look, understandably, there have been concerns, as there is when any area is slated for this amount of change. There's definitely some concern around the proposed height controls, but I think it's really important that those height controls aren't locked in, and to achieve those taller buildings, there's a range of design objectives that the developers and the planning permit applicants have to meet. So all the feedback and the comments that we're getting through this consultation stage will inform a final structure plan, which we'll take back to Council next year. And then we're going to move into a pretty technical legislative stage as we move through a planning scheme amendment process. But what's really important to note is that it doesn't stop this exciting change from happening. It's happening now, and it's going to continue to happen until this document is in our Frankston planning scheme. Your feedback.
The 15-minute city or complete neighbourhood is a concept where all your needs are met within a short walk or cycle ride from your home. Work, shopping, leisure, schools and services are available within a short walk or ride from where you live. This could mean offices established in residential areas, vacant shops repurposed as co-working hubs, and a range of housing options becoming available in the suburb. This would include affordable housing for those on low incomes and adaptable housing to enable ageing in place. A complete neighbourhood would also include all essential services and amenities such as healthcare, schools, parks, sporting facilities, fresh food, cafes and restaurants. Before COVID-19 and people needing to work from home, the 15-minute city seemed impossible, but now it is a real possibility. With the advent of the removal of barriers to working from home, the use of teleconferencing, and the potential for local co-working hubs, the 15-minute city is a concept whose time has come. But there is still much to do. State and local government planning requirements will need to be reviewed to make it easier for workplaces to be located in residential areas. Planning for the location of services such as healthcare, schools and retail will require a decentralised focus. Economic development policies and practices can shift their focus to supporting and promoting local retail, particularly fresh food options. Local communities can find their own third places or community gathering spaces to meet with others, exchange ideas and socialise. These could be coffee shops, parks, community gardens, any place where people can meet either formally or informally. The complete neighbourhood has a feature of being walkable. This may mean a shift from a focus on cars for transport and the development of better and well-located footpaths and cycleways. The 15-minute city has at its heart sustainability and well-being. These actions are not barriers, but opportunities for growth and change. Already many cities are on board with the concept. These include Paris and the city of Melbourne, among others. Perhaps many of us will find that even working from home now means our suburb is already a 15-minute suburb as we start to discover.
Because I'm going to give you a very specific warning, and you won't hear it from anyone else. I believe we are facing a sinister threat to the freedoms and everyday liberties that we and our grandparents have taken for, and our parents have taken for granted all our and will be required to register their car with the county council, who will then monitor how many times they leave their district via number plate recognition cameras. People can drive freely around their own neighbourhood and must apply for a permit to drive through the filters and into other neighbourhoods, which they can apply to for up to 100 days per year. The council will then track their movements via smart cameras positioned all around the city. If any of Oxford's 150,000 residents drives outside of their designated district more than 100 days in the year, he or she can be fined $150 a pop.